Welcome to the top of the world.
Hello and welcome. Welcome to the top of the world. Welcome to part 2 of the shower, wet room, bathroom, Swedish renovation. I'm sealing the walls. I've put a second coat on the ceiling this morning. I've put another coat on that. I've cleared all the knobbles off the floor, which I'm not happy with. And now I'm sealing the walls. I'm sealing the walls with PVA. What it does is firstly, right, sealing anything with PVA can't do it any harm, unless it's supposed to be breathable. This is not. What it will do is waterproof it, but it'll also seal it up, so when I come to glue the walls on, the glue's not going to dry on me. If you try and glue straight onto plasterboard, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble real fast. So seal it up, that'll give me some slip and some movement. It'll also help me squeegee out the air and anything else that you need to do when you're sticking walls on there. So I'm going to PVA all the walls, I'm going to PVA the floor, I'm going to redo the floor. I don't like the floor. The floor is not laid as nice as I'd have liked. So I did get 2 bags, because I've been here before. So I'm going to PVA the walls, I painted the ceiling, and then I'm going to lay the floor again. There we go. Fully sealed. I have done the floor, even though I'm putting another coat on it. You know that bit that I said will level itself out? It didn't. I'm not. Yeah, anyway, so I'm not happy. So I'm doing it again, so I am happy. We'll give that a while to dry. What we're going to do is we're actually going to take that door off and take that back to the factory, because a better man than me could get a nice finish on that while it's hanging, but I can't. And then the other thing I've got to do is clean the radiator up, especially on the back side. Right, let's let that dry. I've also run the silicone bead down the corners because we don't want sharp corners. Right, so what I've done is I've used half a bag and 1/3 times the water, so I've made it thinner this time, and seems to have done what I want it to do, where I want it to do it. So I believe that will give me a much better finish. And we'll be back here Tuesday, 2 days. Okay, welcome back on site. It's Tuesday morning, 10:30. I've been here hours. I've really cracked into this. I'll show you what I've done. The first thing I did was I spent a long time getting the floor right. So we put another coat on top, and it much better. But then it needed sanding, right? All the little knobbly bits needed coming off, and you need to sand into the drain to get the perfect ring, right, and the gradient, and then I sealed it, right? So it's drying. I've had the heat, this running hard since I got here this morning, and I'll tell you why that is. And then I've sealed it. And then I put in... Then I put the final paint coat on the ceiling, and then I put the vent in, and then I put all the lights in, and that's what we have. Right, so, and we've done that, so I don't have to put a ladder on the floor, obviously, and so everything above now is finished. But now I've also got the light to put the floor in, right? Lights on, lights off, lights on. Okay, so I'm done up here now. Vent, lights, power, electrics. We've still got to run electrics back out of this tiny thing here to this cabinet. And then what I did was, when I first got here, I brought the flooring into this area under this heat. I've subsequently now turned it inside out. Right. And partially unrolled it. We're getting supple. We're getting really supple. So I've the big one we did of these was it the last one, the one before last. We did that in the winter, and we had the radiators on and the house was quite warm, and I had a nightmare with it. I had an absolute nightmare with it, because if you fold this too far, it gets like a crimp mark on it. If it's too cold, it's just not going to work at all. So, is it cold outside? Yeah, it was below 0. I mean, it doesn't look cold outside. It looks like quite a nice day, but I can assure you, you can see the piles of snow over there. Right, it was -3 this morning. So I wanted to get here early and get this heat on. So now we're going to finish just letting this last little bit of sealant go off and retrieve our stuff from over there, and then we are into laying this floor, which is the most stressful part that we've got to do. Right, I've psyched myself up. I've got all my tools ready. I'm struggling to get this area up to real temperature. I've laid that out now. So I think I'm ready to go. I've got 30 minutes to an hour working time on this, so I've got to get the glue on the floor. I've got to get that in straight and square, and then I've got to cut it, get it flat and get all the air out. And I've got one shot at it. keep pushing the air, pushing the sides, weld the corners. I've got the drain in, tidy up round all my holes and my pipes, weld them up. Keep going, keep working it. Yeah, we've got maybe another 20 minutes before this glue is done, maybe. So I've got to keep going. The wall, because I'm on my own, this is how I'm going to do the wall. I'm going to start this doorway, and then I'm going to glue that, and I'm going to glue halfway. Okay, and then I'm going to have something on the floor that's the right height for the end of that to sit on, right, so that I can level and secure this half of the room, and then I'm going to glue this, because I've got to go around all the little pipes and finish. So in order to get the walls right, whilst I'm doing it all in one piece, I'm actually going to get this half in first and then glue up the walls this half once this is all in, because you can have a nasty fight with it. Anyway, nice. It's too late in the day. It's like 1500 hours. I can't do the walling now. I'm 4 to 5 hours on the walling. So anyway, the floor, yeah, and the prep just took a little bit longer, but then I did start with the ceiling, and you know, I was 4 hours before I even started to prep the floor. So anyway, we'll be back in the morning, and tomorrow we'll do the walls. I might have made an error. The weather in this place drives me nuts. So it's the 30th of April, and I turned the power off in this house overnight and didn't leave the heat on, and therefore the glue underneath the floor hasn't dried. It will. I just could have saved myself a whole load of grief. And it's snowing hard, and it's -3. Anyway, I've got the heat on now. I'm going to have to leave it on all day and overnight, because I'm going to put the walls on. And I'm fully prepped, ready to go for the walls, so I can just dive straight into it. The problem I've got is the walling material isn't warm enough. It just isn't. So, and it's a way too big a roll to unravel. Alright, so we've got our line up now. This is where the top of the big roll has to come to in order for it to hit the bottom perfectly, and we get the right overlap. There was just no time to film in between what I was doing. None. It's very stressful and very flat out, and all manner of things can go wrong while you're doing this. Anyway, so we're not finished, we've just started. We have got the walls up. Okay, but now I've just got to work them and work them and work them until, look at the glue, until I get it to where I need it. We got to work the seams, work the bubbles, I just got to keep working it until I get it all. But anyway, there's the basics. See the seams, I've just got to work everything now and just keep working it until I got it. Right, while I'm waiting for the glue to go off, I found the holes that I need, pop screws in them, started the plumbing because I'm going to need water back on in here, and I ain't got a tap for the toilet. I don't understand anyway, so I've gone as far as I can go because I have to let this glue go off before I start the clean-up, and there is a clean-up to do. I don't want to start rubbing the joints, so I did start there, and I'm like, oh no, stop, Simon. I just need the glue to go off some more, so I'm kind of stuck. This is the hard bit. It is cleaning, but I've got the wiring in, got the shower bit on, got the water attached, put a cap on that. Cleaning. Right, we're getting the glue off. We've done this side, so you can see a strip along the floor that's clean and that's got glue on it. And the radiator brackets on. So the next thing to do, what I've done is the back of the radiator from new has never been coated. So I've sprayed the back. And now we're going to pop that on. Put the radiator on, and then I can connect up the plumbing and refill the system, and then do so, only because I've had enough on my knees. I'm 3 hours into cleaning. I've also been cutting round the door trims, ready to receive the trims that we've got there. Light switch is fitted, but you know, I'm cleaning it off with chemicals, and I'm on my knees. And after you've been in this room for a couple of hours, on your knees, a few inches, if you like, away from chemicals, you need to come out of the room for a bit. Because you should open the window and ventilate it, but then it's kind of a waste of the vapour, really. Anyway, let's hang the radiator. Right, so what I've done is I've broken the toilet down, so I've got the basic bare basin, because I'm putting an offset on this to move it away from the wall slightly. So I've done all my measurements there, I've finished my plumbing connection there, and I've got my tap now to put where the blank is. So what I'm doing there, right, is I've got dead centre and top of cabinet, and the top of cabinet is the normal height for a sink is where this horizontal line is, but like the toilet, right, I'm lifting the sink slightly and I'm moving the toilet away from the wall slightly, because I don't know, have I said this? The owner, he's a big man, right? I don't mean fat man, I mean he's a giant. So, I just, you know, we did this kitchen. Oh no, we didn't do the kitchen. Well, we didn't film the kitchen. Okay, well, we've done something recently where there's another really tall man and I raised everything slightly. He's not that tall, we're over 6 feet, but he's 6 feet tall and 6 feet wide and built like a brick shithouse. So we're moving the shithouse so he can shit on the house. Right, and then, what we've done here, so this is the cabinet base. We've marked our centre point there, and then we're going to screw this onto the wall, dead centre where that line is, with the tops sitting flush to this, because the sink unit sits on top and comes up by 50mm. So this sits inside the cabinet and this sits on top, and we got another 50mm there. So something about like that. Also this pipe, I think, yeah, we are going to have to alter that. So we need a rubber for in there. Every day on our way home, we call into this beautiful spot, or not, and I let him play in the snow while there still is some snow or ice. We finished at 1400 hours today because I don't have silicone to be able to bed the toilet in. I've done the plumbing there, and I need the right plumbing connections, and I want to seat the sink too, and I want to get another coat on the door, which is back at the factory, and I've got to take off the snow chains off the small Massey Ferguson and put new snow chains on it before the owner comes tomorrow to pick it up. So we come here every day on the way home because this is on our way home, and he'll go and play in the snow. And I've just plumbed it in, and now what I've got to do is just make some minor adjustments to make sure that it fills to the level it should. and then flushes in the way that it should. And slides down over the top like that, and then it has the switched mechanism. Screw this down and then we can insert the twin button, small flush, long flush, and then that's the toilet installed. Okay, one toilet installed, and I've managed to move it over 20mm using my offset, which, you know, that's still tight on the wall. And what made it worse was right there was a toilet roll holder, so there was no clear way of sitting on the toilet. Now I've moved it over. Look at that. Now I've moved it over, there'll be plenty of room. It's all nice and neat behind there. Okay, electrics. Let's deal with that next. I'm going to need a bit of plastic conduit just to come down where that cable is, and then we're into trimming. I've got window trimmed, caulked, but not painted. Because we're going to paint this and all the window and the surround. We've also got to paint the radiator. We've done the reverse side that we can't get to. We haven't done this side. And the door frame is now trimmed, caulked, but not painted. Right, that looks complicated, doesn't it? Anyway, that is the shower. Fitted, but I think now I'm going to move outside because I have one piece of glass there to replace, another piece of glass there to replace. On the outside there is a stone hole, obviously because we're in Sweden and there's a real issue with children and fucking stones and glass. And we have that one to replace. So, yeah, they all look like they're going to come out easily, but they don't. Right, that's the arduous task open. Now we should be able to split these windows somehow. We don't want that glass to fall out yet. So it's hinged this side, so we should be able to split the window this side. There. And there we go. Double glazing, eh? Right, we should be able to pop this glass out now. Oh no, that's on the other side. They're split again. Now these are triple glazed. Oh right, okay. So they're triple glazed. So we want these ones here. These haven't been opening some time. Alright, let me put the camera down somewhere. Triple glazed. 1, 2, 3. 3 pieces of glass. I I don't have arms long enough to be able to stretch all the way around that window. The sound of breaking glass, you can hear it coming. Yeah, we can hear the sound of breaking glass already. Maybe not. So that's that piece of glass out. We just need to clean up the backs now, ready to putty in the new one. So let's get that cleaned up. Yeah, that's synthetic putty in a tube. Okay, so that's in and sealed. It's not, the putty's not finished, but it's in and sealed. Okay, that's one done. Takes about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to get all the putty out of these old windows. So then what we'll do is we'll put a nice bead across here, ready for painting. Putty, or now I've used hundreds of tubes of this stuff with all the glazing I've done since I've been here, and I learned quite a bit. And so I put it on, taking it off the paintwork, left it on the glass because it's going to set. When it does, it'll come off the glass much cleaner. So when you push it in, kind of makes this score mark on the glass, and you can take that excess off cleanly once it's had a while. It is cold, but anyway, that's the two outside windows glazed. This is the one with the hole in it, which I got out all bit in one piece, and now I just have the one in the front door to do, so we're doing good. And this is always where you've got these internal corners, you know, to get this out nasty. Anyway, we'll have a go and see how much mess we can't make trying to get that out of there. You know, you've got these internals, so you start on the long side, and then hopefully you can bend it out enough that it will pull out of the corners, and once you've got one out, you're away. Sunday morning. We've painted the trims. I've painted the radiator, the door, We're getting there. So I brought a door this morning, fitted the door, painted on the inside, left it wood on the outside. I fitted the trim all the way around the top, painted the trim, fitted the shower curtain and all the little doodads, cleaned. It's finished. I like it. I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. Let me show you. Week of water this week. Anyway, it's been a busy week and I'm really pleased to have finished this, and I know that the new owners are going to be so relieved to be able to walk into here compared to what was here when they left.
Top of the world, yeah, that's our kind of show. Get that engine going, get that snow flowing. Yeah, we're top of the world.
Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.